It's not fair our parents are cooler than us. Dad got to scuba dive when he was 15, and Mom grew up on a beach. She got to be a coastal kid. They traveled the world and did everything from climb cliffs in Spain to hike across Canada. All I've done is fail history and piss off everybody in my high school. Coda, we don't belong here. Everybody in New City grew up from parents who grew up from parents who grew up here. Mom and Dad moved here because everybody else wanted to be here. Dad says wise shit, like, it's better to know why the bird sings than what bird sang it, but he sequestered us in the densest, dumbest suburbia in the world that prizes vocabulary over sense. Knowledge is a scam. Give me that experience, that primal entropy, that view from Mount Rainier, and I'll do far more than bubble in circles and stand in lines. Animals our age are already doing stuff. They're flying, they're hunting, they're making a life for themselves. Animals do, humans think. I think, no, I'm gonna do something stupid.
Hello, my name is Jackson Poulain. I'm an actor-writer from Rockland County. And you just watched a monologue based off the word Aurora. Behind the scenes, welcome. So we're going to talk about a couple of things. I want to first talk about why the framing was so terrible. If you notice my first monologue, I was like this. And I wasn't showing the full face. So I guess going forward, I would change that. So I want to talk a little bit about how the monologue fits the word Aurora. So the Aurora is the Northern Lights, and I thought it's such a grand thing to view, you know, like the ocean or the stars, that it kind of humbles you as a human. Aurora became the character's name. And then there's this whole idea about living in a world that is lackluster in terms of like natural wonders. Like if you go into New York, you're not going to see a large ocean because a lot of the time you're living in a building and you don't have access to the views of an ocean or the views of the stars. That's greatly affecting the way that we're functioning. And a lot of people talk about how if we were to deal with the stars, deal with the ocean, that we wouldn't have such quarrels and life would be 10 times easier. I started to envision maybe a world where a character was trapped in a similar environment to where I'm living, in which there is no ocean, there are no stars, and so they're here, they want to leave. They want to leave to a place that there are, a larger amount of stars, a larger amount of greater natural beauties in order to, make a better life for herself. And finally, Aurora reminded me of Brother Bear. And so one of the characters' names is Coda, after Coda the bear from Brother Bear. 3 good things I liked about the writing. 1, it went from talking to action. So at the very beginning, you see Aurora talking about all her struggles and then having action at the end where they're going to go do something stupid. 2, I really like the line, give me that experience, that primal energy, that view from Mount Rainier, and I'll do more than bubble in circles and stand in lines. I just felt like that was very poetic. It gave across. It was the most substantial thing in the monologue that I felt like I wrote. 3, I like the idea that the monologue was posed to a sibling. That's a very specific thing for a writing piece to be posed towards. For the acting, here's 3 good things that went well for the acting. 1, I enjoyed the physicality of the acting. I felt like it really guided the character through the work. 2, I really enjoyed the articulation. I was very specific with the way I pronounced all the words, so that way you were able to hear what I was saying. 3, I felt like this was partly due to the writing, but that there was a really good shift halfway through the monologue where the character went from being a kind of sort of complaining to having like this means I need to do, there was like an action at the end, and I felt like that was really acted upon during the work. The goal for the next work is to increase the world building of the monologue. I want to increase the outside world, the world that's not written upon in the monologue, so that way when you do read the monologue, it feels like it's just snatched from a play. How do I increase the thinking around the character? Where do they grow up? How do they live? In order to then make the monologue just feel super saturated with all those details that are maybe not talked about, but experienced through the words. I want to thank you so much for watching this. This was Alphabet Superset. My name is Jackson Bernard Poulain. This is one out of 26. So come back and keep watching, because I'm going to keep making one of these every week till April. Let's make bad art.